What's up? Happy Tuesday. Happy Keto Cooking Live. How you guys doing? Is this light too much? I need to figure out how to use my equipment. But how you guys doing? Welcome to Keto Cooking Live. I'm getting my tea ready because I'm slightly parched. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Today we are making one of my all-time favorite recipes. When I first started doing keto and I found out about keto and I found out I could have this, I lost my mind because this is something I can have. I have this policy about soup. I can have soup in any weather. And today was actually a chilly day. And so I'm like, what am I gonna do today? Sometimes I plan what I'm making. I actually have something in mind, but the weather made me in the mood for some soup. So we're making broccoli cheddar soup, keto broccoli cheddar soup. And this soup is better than Panera, all right? I don't know if I can say that. I don't know, but they can come at me. They can bring their chefs. We can battle it out. This soup is by far, I don't know if they want to share their recipe, though. I'll share my recipe. You can have my recipe, all right, for free, okay? So we're making a keto broccoli cheddar soup. Now, one of the things that makes, usually when they make broccoli cheddar, they'll use some milk perhaps and some flour, which, we don't use processed wheat in keto diet. And that's how they thicken it. And, we don't use milk either because milk is not keto friendly. It has a lot of lactose, which is basically sugar. Heavy cream is okay. Butter is okay. Organic or grass-fed is ideal. But if you can't get that, sometimes I can't get that. No judgments here, okay? And that's how they usually make broccoli cheddar soup. But this broccoli cheddar soup we're gonna make, and it's just 6 ingredients, okay? It's just 6 simple ingredients. The recipe is down in the description below, all right? It's just basically onion, broccoli, a little bit of carrot. Now, carrot is a carb. It's sweet. It's not something that we usually have on keto, but I'm going to use a little bit because, like I said, it's not about completely omitting carbs, but just manipulating them. And just a little bit of cream and stock. You can use stock. You can use vegetable stock. And today, I'm going to use water, okay? And you're not going to have to use any thickening agent. In fact, your thickening agent is going to be the actual broccoli. All right, so let's get into this recipe. Like I said, we're gonna start with some broccoli florets. Aren't these beautiful? Okay, and you want the stem. Okay, now a lot of times people, they don't know what to do with the stem. All right, so they wind up discarding it. But there's a lot of things that you can do with the stem. First, you can make broccoli cheddar soup. That's one thing, which you're about to learn right now. But another thing that you can do with the stem is you can slice it up and put it into a slaw. You can put it into a keto fried rice with cauliflower rice. So definitely don't get rid of your stems. They have a bunch of flavor, and if anything, you can always just make a nice vegetable stock with them. All right, add them to your bone broths. It's all good. One of the amazing things about broccoli, and I use broccoli a lot on keto. Number one, I love it. But number two, in addition to having a bunch of phytonutrients and prebiotic enzymes that help you with digestion, they also are a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. That's right. And keto, we're all about that fat. So what I'm doing here is that I'm separating the broccoli florets, all right? And I'm keeping the stems. I'm separating the stems to the side. I just want the little bit of broccoli florets. I'm going to put those all to the side in the container, all right? And I want to separate my stems. Let me get my florets here and out the way. So you want to get your broccoli florets nice and small, and then separate your stems. The stems are what you're going to use to make to thicken your soup, all right? Of course, there's cheese in the soup. There's cheddar cheese. That's the 6th and final ingredient. Of course, there's salt and pepper, but I don't count that. Those are pantry ingredients. All right. So I've got that one done. Now let's get to this one quickly. Again, I'm going to take. So you want to cut off as close to the floret as possible, leaving very little stem. Okay. You want to use all the stem for the base of your soup. And so this is another thing that's going to impact the soup with a bunch of flavor that we're actually using the stem to create the base. All right. So I've got my florets here. And again, like I said, you want to cut them up small. And we're going to cook these later on. All right. Now, oftentimes when you make a broccoli cheddar, you wind up adding this broccoli towards the end of the soup, right? And so it's not going to have that much time to really develop. It's more like a cheese sauce with broccoli, but this is not that at all. This is not a cheese sauce with broccoli. This is a broccoli cheddar soup. So we have our stems here, all right? And you just want to cut up your stems into, you know, kind of a large dice, you know, 1 to 2 inch pieces. The smaller you cut them, the faster they're going to cook. So, but it doesn't have to be exact, but you just want them to be uniform because you want them to cook at about the same rate, okay? All right, beautiful. And I'm going to put those right into my pot, all right? My pot is not hot. Why is that? We talk about this all the time, the technique of extraction. When you start with cold oil or cold fat and you start with your onions or your aromatic vegetables, spices, and then you heat that up, what you wind up doing is extracting all the flavor into your oil, all right? So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to start off with our broccoli and our onions that we're about to cut up into cold oil, all right? Beauteous. And like I said, you never want to get rid of broccoli stems. Even if you're not making broccoli cheddar soup right in that moment and you buy your nice broccoli florets and you cut off the broccoli florets and you steam that or sauteed or whatever, save the stems. You want to save the stems, all right? The onion. So then, I guess little Spanish onion or little yellow onion or white onion is fine. All right. What you don't want to use is like a red onion for that. It's just going to impact the color a little bit. So let's get our onion peeled. And again, I wanted to get all this stuff done before I went live, but this is really live, you know. I had a busy day running around. I was super excited to get back here and cook with you guys. So here we are. All right. No time for the mise en place today. All right. There's a garbage there. It's not going on the floor. Just the magic of internet TV. All right. So I'm going to cut my onion into a large dice. And again, what you want is uniform pieces so that they cook pretty much at the same rate into the pots. Now, as you can see, I have a large onion and a good amount of broccoli stems. So this is going to provide for us a bunch of delicious aromatic flavor as the base of our soup, as opposed to, you know, other broccoli cheddar soups out there in the market, which are just milk that's thickened, and then they add cheese to it and basically make a cheese sauce and finish it off with some broccoli. So how much olive oil? It doesn't really matter because it's keto, right? So extra virgin olive oil. Let me get the fire going. And I'm using a butane burner back here instead of my own stove just because it heats super fast. So for the magic of internet TV, I want to speed that up. Now, like I said, my broccoli cheddar soup is only 6 ingredients, okay? You got onion and broccoli. We use the stems in here. We're heating that up we started with cold oil. We're heating that up so we can extract all of that flavor. That's going to cook for about 8, 10, 12 minutes, right? And what you want to do is get everything nice and softened and translucent. Then what you're going to do is that we're going to puree that. You can use some chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock. Or you can just use water, all right? Because you have onion and broccoli here, so you have a bunch of flavor. And that's what I'm going to use today, just a little bit of water. You're going to use about 2 cups, but you're going to start with less. I'm going to show you here the process. You're going to start with less water because you can always add more. All you want to do is get a nice, thickened puree consistency. Then you're going to add your cream, okay? And we're going to get into that step in a second. But like I said, this recipe gets a little bit of carrot. And like I said, keto, it's not about no carb. It is about carb restriction. And the reason that we restrict carbs on keto it's not because we're boring, all right? Most people do a ketogenic diet to lose weight, and you can lose a bunch of weight. I personally lost over 80 pounds on the ketogenic diet, okay? Twice, twice, all right? And so that's one amazing benefit, but it's really just the cherry on top, okay? There's a bunch of health benefits to ketogenic diet. Reduce inflammation. It can reverse the effects of chronic disease like type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart disease. Doctors use it for acne, obesity, without having to put your kids or yourself on drugs or to result to things like bariatric surgery or these things which are really just interventions. And they're treating the symptom, but not the cause. So one of the great benefits of the ketogenic diet, yes, you lose weight, all right, and you get that beach body, but you're just healthy. You have a bunch of energy. Your skin is great. You reduce inflammation all around your glands, all right, and you just live a more productive life, and you reduce the chance of heart failure, of chronic disease like type 2 diabetes, all things that can be prevented and reversed through diet. Okay. So now you can hear through the magic of internet TV, we have our onions and broccoli stems sauteing, all right? And I have it on high heat. I'm gonna watch it just to make sure it's not getting too dark and burned, but it's okay to have it on high, medium high. You just want to keep a close eye on it. If you're not gonna keep a close eye on it, then you want to put it on medium, okay? So you don't overdo it. Now let me make sure there is my spoon. I always think I'm completely set up before I go live, of course. Now, I need to season, right? Because we always season in layers. I have some fresh cracked pepper, some kosher salt. Now, in keto, I recommend using like a sea salt, a pink Himalayan salt. And when you buy salt, you want to look in the back of the box. I'll give you an example right now because we're live and I have some salt here, which is not what I recommend you using, all right? The brand doesn't matter. But when you look at the ingredients here, the ingredients say salt, tricalcium phosphate, all right? Cool. Do you know what tricalcium phosphate is? No, right? No. So, I mean, you might, but most people don't know what it is. And so why would you consume it? Whereas is that the same brand? Look at that. It's actually the same brand. Like I said, the brand doesn't matter. But this right here is kosher salt by the same brand. And the ingredients just say simply salt. There's no trisodium phosphate. Why? I don't know, but just use salt, okay? Look at your salt, look at the ingredients, everything you buy, look at the ingredients, and make sure that you're actually buying what it says. If you say put salt and pepper in a recipe, then put salt and pepper. Don't put trisodium phosphate, all right? That's not one of the ingredients in our broccoli cheddar soup, okay? So, all right. So that's getting soft. Now, we're going to use some carrot matchsticks. And as you can see, I have a whole carrot here. Why? Because I'm a chef. So, the supermarket, time is money, okay? So you go to the supermarket. If you don't have time to cut up your own carrot matchsticks, then you can just pick up a bag. There's no shame in that. And in fact, if I was to be making a lot, like a big vat of broccoli cheddar soup, like if my cousin Malachi was here, I would need a big container of broccoli cheddar soup, all right? So in that case, I would probably just buy a little bag of shredded carrots, and I would use a little bit of that. But you can just buy a carrot, peel it, slice it thin, and cut matchsticks just like this. So what's called in the restaurant world, julienne, all right? So when you look at a menu and you see a julienne of vegetables or whatever, you're like, oh, what is that? It's just matchsticks, all right? It's just really thin matchsticks, okay? And like I said, that right there is going to be about as much calories as I need because I'm just using a little bit of carbs to add flavor. There's vitamins and nutrients in there. And it's just going to be a little bit of carbs. It's not about no carbs. It's about manipulating the carbs. So I have this here going. My fire is medium. Let's see. I raised it a little. So again, keto broccoli cheddar, 6 ingredients. We started with onion and the stem from the broccoli. We chopped that up and we're sweating that out in some extra virgin olive oil. You can definitely use butter. You can use ghee. Ghee is a clarified butter, so it's been cooked out and all the lactose and milk solids have been removed. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can use ghee and get all of the butter flavor. It's also great for frying because it has a high smoking point, okay? So, you can use extra virgin coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, ghee, grass-fed butter. If you can't get the grass-fed organic, that's okay, all right? No judgment, all right? Sometimes, a lot of people struggle with keto because they say, man, I don't have a lot of money to do keto, but, I want to eat healthier. And I say, if you don't have a lot of money to do keto, that's okay. There's a bunch of things that you can buy that are more affordable, like chicken legs, you might, if it's not organic, it might have some things in there, that you don't prefer to have, but it's still much better than having, a processed wheat, food in a box, a Hungry Man or a frozen dinner, or eating out at your local buffet. Okay, it's still going to be much better than that. Sometimes when I'm at a gas station, I'm hungry and I wind up buying, one of those hot dogs, just with some mustard or one of those burgers with no bun. I get like 2 of the burgers with some cheese. Is it the best version of keto? No, but it's still much better than grabbing the bag of Doritos or bagel chips or something like that, which is going to spike my insulin and over time make me insulin resistant. Yes, make me gain weight, but ultimately put me at risk of, like I said, diabetes, heart failure, a bunch of chronic illnesses. Okay, so, ow! My spoon is hot. Ow! Man, we're really cooking here. So, don't leave your spoon. I could grab another spoon, but I like this spoon, okay? It's cute. Now, all right, so that's almost ready. Like I said, you want to get your onions. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. But you want to get your onions and broccoli nice and soft and translucent. Let's see how we can manipulate this, all right? You want to get them soft and translucent, all right? You can see I have the nice, delicious olive oil in there. And that's all going to wind up together like one happy family, all right? So over here we have our carrots. And then, like I said, the last 2 ingredients after that are going to be your stock, if you're using chicken stock, vegetable stock, or water, which is what I'm going to use today. And when this is softened and translucent, we're going to puree that with as much water, liquid, stock, whatever, just to get that right puree consistency. Then we're going to add some heavy cream. We're going to heat that up. And then cheddar. You know the saying, cheddar makes it better. So where's my cheddar? Again, I got some, where did I get this from? It's not organic, okay? So, again, it probably has some stuff in there I prefer not to eat. But listen, I'm not rich. I'm just like you, all right? Not everyone can always afford to have organic. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of keto snobs out there that will tell you, oh, don't have this. If that's what you can, this is what you have in your refrigerator, it's better than, like I said, having some other processed crap, like having some processed wheat, some bread, the pasta. That stuff is going to make you unhealthy habitually, if you have that habitually over time, okay? I do eat carbs, okay? I eat cake. I go to social settings. I have a blast, but I try not to I don't keep any sweets or unhealthy things in my home because that's just going to create an environment if I'm stressed out, if I'm anxious, if I'm having some emotional reaction, I'm going to go and grab that because it's accessible, okay? So if you're trying to wean off of sugar, wean off unhealthy foods, the number one thing you want to do is not keep them in the house. And then sure, maybe when you're outside, you might have something one day or you might, but you don't have them at home as a crutch, okay? So, woo! This is looking good, smelling better. So as you can see here, the broccoli stems, the onion. I'll get it nice and soft, and I'm gonna actually let that go just for a little bit more. Okay, and we've talked about this before. Hold on, up here, I'm back here. So we've talked about this before when following a recipe. Okay, a recipe is just a map. Okay, it's just a guide. When you're cooking, you have to use your own senses. You have to use your own wit. You have to use your own smell, touch, and everything. So if you read a recipe and the recipe says, oh, cook this for 10-15 minutes until it's soft and translucent, and after 10, 15, even 18 minutes it's not soft and translucent, guess what? Cook it longer, because a lot of things impact cooking, like altitude, like the fact that I might have a stronger stove, than you, more BTUs, a higher flame. So use your own senses when cooking, okay? And the recipe is just a guide. If a recipe has an ingredient that you don't like, omit it, okay? Or try to substitute something that you do like, okay? If a recipe calls for, ginger, and you don't like ginger, substitute another spice, or just use garlic, or, use salt and pepper. But it's just a map, and then you play with it and manipulate it however you want, okay? So now, woo! This smells so good. I'm gonna be smelling like broccoli, cheddar, onion all night, and I love it. I love it. All right, so we're about to puree that. I gotta grate my cheese, and where's my grater? Where's my grater? I told you I never. Is it just me, or you just never have the things that you need when you need them, right? So I got my grater, and I said, you want to always, unless time doesn't allow, you want to always buy whole blocks of cheese. The pre-shredded cheese is usually more expensive. The yield that you get per weight is less, so it's usually more expensive. That's one. Number two, they usually put like cornstarch or some other whatever chemical agents just to preserve it and keep it fresher, because it is grated so it doesn't dry out. So you want to avoid that. You want to get your own cheese. You want to grate it yourself and get that workout on, okay? And I do the same with cauliflower rice, okay? You can buy the cauliflower rice already riced, but and if you're making a lot, you can use a food processor. But I just think that it's a fun little thing to do at home to get the family involved cooking. You can give the kids you can have the kids have gloves on, all right, so they don't grate their fingers, and teach them how to keep their fingers back when they're grating. But it's a great little family activity to get everyone involved. Okay, so now, baby. Now we're cooking. All right. So now we got this over here all soft and translucent. Okay. All soft and translucent. So let me set up a towel. Set this right here. All right, so I got my immersion blender. It's my friend. Let me get a sip of my tea. As you know, tea is one of my water drinking hacks. A lot of people struggle with drinking enough water in a day. Well, first of all, if you're working out, it's easy to drink water, okay? You're going to find that you're thirsty. If you're not working out, then you're going to have a challenge, okay? But if you're not working out because maybe you can't, maybe you're not, maybe you don't want to, whatever the reason is, and you struggle with drinking enough water, I drink a lot of tea. I drink a lemon ginger tea, the Bigelow. I'm not paid to say that. It's just the one that I like. It tastes good hot. It tastes good cold. It doesn't need to be sweetened. So I only say that, like I said, I don't get any money from Bigelow. I don't endorse any brands, but I like it. So if it helps somebody else, I'll share the wealth, okay? So I got my immersion blender, okay? Here, I'm gonna start I'm gonna start. Let me get my camera down a little bit. I'm gonna start pureeing. So this is just the same as having a regular blender, right? This is just the same as having a regular blender. It's just that it's on a stick, right? Instead of me having to, and it's much easier to clean instead of me having to take things apart. So I'm gonna get some water. Got some water. And so I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Woo! Look at that. Better you than me. Now, if you're doing this in a blender, if you're doing this inside of a blender, okay, whenever you're working with hot ingredients going into a blender, you want to make sure that the blender is not full more than halfway, nor is your lid tightly placed, because that's going to create steam and it's gonna blow up in your face. Then you're gonna have broccoli cheddar soup all over your face. That's not what you want, okay? That's not what you want. So I add just enough liquid. Again, I'm using water. You could use chicken stock, you could use vegetable stock, and you go with a little bit at a time. You go with it a little bit at a time. There we go. There we go. Woo! That smells so good. Now, just had to rinse my immersion blender real quick before it gets all gunky, and then it's harder to clean because it's a sharp blade. All right, we'll clean that properly in a second. So I have here the base. The base, look at this. Nice puree. That's just broccoli and onions that we've cooked down. All right. That's good right there. All right. That's almost a finished product right there. The fact that we're gonna add more things to this is almost unthinkable, but we can make it better. Okay. We can make it better. That's really good. So now, again, I got some heavy cream here. And like I said, this is the no judgment zone. My heavy cream is not organic today, okay? I went shopping at the wholesaler to get some extra virgin olive oil, whatever. So I picked up heavy cream. And that's what it is, all right? So we're going to do about 2 cups in here. And you can do this by ear. You can start by adding less. It's going to thicken when we add the cheese. If you find at the end that it's a little bit too thick for your liking, that's good. That means you added a lot of cheese. But then you can just thin it out with some heavy cream, all right? And we want to use heavy cream, not really half and half, because half and half is, well, it's half cream and half milk, right? So, all right. So now let me get a new flame for my butane burner. Like I said, I use this for my cooking live, so it heats much faster than my home stove. And I know that you got things to do. All right, so I'm gonna watch that. When it starts, oh no. I'm also gonna add now my broccoli florets and my little bit of carrot sticks, right? So I think the recipe down below calls for like a 1/4 cup. But like I said, this is just a little bit of carrots for some more flavor, some color, a slight bit of crunch. Okay. Woo! This is already starting to look scrumptious. You need to hurry up. You need to hurry up because you're going in my mouth. All right, now it's time to grate some cheese, okay? And like I said, get the kids involved, all right? And I know some people call their pets their kids, so that's not what I mean. I actually mean children that are appropriate age, maybe, I don't know, 5 and over, 4 and over. You'd be surprised. I started cooking with my mom when I was like 5 years old. And I remember I wanted to cook so bad that this is probably why I love broccoli so much. I wanted to cook so bad when I was like 6, 7 years old. And I was like, man, I know if I ask her to let me cook, she's not going to let me cook. So me thinking, I said, Mom, can I have broccoli? Because I knew if I asked for something healthy, she couldn't say no, right? You can't tell a hungry child that's asking for vegetables no. You can tell a hungry child, no, you can't have more cereal or chips or junk food. But you can't tell a child, hey, I want broccoli. You're going to be like, no, you can't have broccoli. Like, that's absurd. So me, I thought, I'm going to ask my mom for broccoli, and she can't say no. And she didn't say no, right? So she puts the broccoli to steam in a little pot, and I'll never forget that I said, can I go check on the broccoli? Can I go check on the broccoli? She's like, okay, check on the broccoli, but be really, really careful. So I go, I lift the pot, and I leave my hand right over the pot. And all that steam came on my hand. Man, it was like the worst steam burn ever. I had these blisters. And I think my parents were scared to take me to the hospital. You know, the 80s was crazy. They might have thought that my parents was, you know, negligent, you know? But I was just a hyper kid, like, you know what I mean? Like, you do stuff. So, and I remember my hands burned so bad. But anyway, it didn't scar my soul because clearly I love broccoli and I love cooking. So I encourage you to get your kids involved, you know what I mean, in the kitchen with you, you know what I mean? If they're not reading, because if they're reading, then leave them the hell alone, all right? Because they need to be reading. But anyway, so I'm grating my broccoli cheddar. And you always want more than what you need because you got to make sure it's not poison, right? So whenever you're heating up something that has cream, you want to watch it to make sure it doesn't heat up too quickly and scald in the bottom. And also, if you have your back to it, it'll spill over before you notice, right? And since we're really live here, that wouldn't be nice. So I got my cheese pretty much grated. My broccoli cheddar is almost coming to a simmer. Now, the beautiful thing, by cutting our carrots and broccoli stems so small, our florets so small, just when this cream comes to a simmer, it's gonna be pretty much cooked with the carryover heat. It's gonna be nice and soft, still have a little bit of bite and crunch. And then, as you know, all soups and things that are stewed are better the next day. So when you reheat it, oh my goodness, this right here, I am not ashamed to say that I've been very successful with this recipe. Okay, I'm not ashamed to say it. All right, it gets people weak. All right, so if there's something that you like, I suggest that you make this recipe. Okay, if they're not lactose intolerant, all right? If they're lactose intolerant, then comment below and say, hey, I need a recipe for someone that will have that same effect as you stated with your broccoli cheddar soup, but they're lactose intolerant, and I will make that happen for you ASAP, okay? Because I'm here for the people, all right? I wish my cousin Malachi was here because he would tell you too. We're all about the people. Now, you can't see from here. Well, let's see. That, wow. It's not even done. And I'm already thinking wild thoughts. Now, that is how simple it is to make broccoli cheddar soup. This is almost at a simmer. When it comes to a simmer, I'm going to add the cheddar cheese, all of it, all right? It's only 8 ounces, half a pound. I'm going to add all of it. You could add some and see how if it's too thick, if you want to add more. But in my experience, I'd rather add all the cheese because it's a broccoli and cheddar soup, and we have a lot of broccoli, so I want a lot of cheddar. I mean, if I don't add it, I'm going to eat it anyway. So, might as well put it in the soup. And then if you think your soup is too thick for your liking, you can thin it out with some more heavy cream, some more stock, some more water. Okay? Just like that. Now, now it's coming to a simmer. And again, you want to watch it right when it comes to a simmer because it can easily spill over. All right? For anybody that's ever heated like some coffee with cream or milk on the stove or anything with milk, and then you turn around and then you have it all over your stove. So I'm going to take this this cheese and dump all that in there. Oh yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Get all that cheese into your soup. All right. So now, oh man. Now, let me clear my station. All right. We got that off to the side. Cutting board, everything out the way. Now let me do some MacGyver stuff over here. Ooh, don't try this at home, kids. I'm really a chef. Okay? So now, oh man. All right, I gotta show you what's going on in here. You see this? That is keto broccoli cheddar soup. Okay, and I'm stirring this because again, I don't want it to scald, and I want to get all of that cheddar cheese nice and melted. All right, I'm gonna get all of this cheddar nice and melted, and it's not gonna take long, right? Because our cream was already pretty much at a boil; it was starting to simmer. So all you have to do is really just whisk this together. I'm gonna turn it off. Oh man, shouldn't be alone right now. Let's see. I know it needs a little bit of seasoning. I only season the beginning with the onions and the broccoli stems. The cheese obviously has salt, so I don't want to go too heavy on the seasoning. I really want to wait till the end to balance it out. But Oh man, it does need some seasoning. Oh man, it's a good thing I don't have more cheddar because I probably would grate up another whole half pound of cheddar and just put it on top of my bowl because I'm about that cheddar life. But yeah, I don't know how this always happens to me. I always lose my train of thought right at the same time when I taste this damn keto. The keto gods have blessed us tonight. Listen, guys, I know if you don't like broccoli cheddar soup, you have to know someone that likes broccoli cheddar soup. Everyone likes broccoli cheddar soup. And this broccoli cheddar soup is better than Panera's. Flat out. I mean, they can share their recipe like I did, you know. They can, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this is without a doubt. And why is that? Because like I said, most broccoli cheddar soups, they take milk, they thicken it with flour, right? Which is a processed wheat. We don't do that in keto. And then they add the broccoli to it, right? But that's not really developing or infusing the broccoli flavor in this soup, which only has 6 ingredients, right? Is that correct? Onion, broccoli, carrot, cheddar, heavy cream stock. Yeah, that's it. Oil is a staple, is a pantry staple. Salt and pepper, pantry staple. So this only has 6 ingredients. Okay, we started with onion, the broccoli stems. We cut those into about uniform shapes, and then we sorted that out in olive oil. We started in cold olive oil so we can infuse and extract all that flavor into the oil. Sorted that out for about 10-15 minutes on medium-high heat until it was nice and translucent and broken down and delicious. Then we pureed that with a little bit of liquid at a time. You can use stock, vegetable stock, chicken stock, water. I used water today. And just puree that so you get a little bit of liquid at a time, and so you get a nice thick puree consistency. Then to that we added our heavy cream, brought that to a simmer by keeping an eye on it so it doesn't scald and spill over. And then, oh no, hold on, with the heavy cream, broccoli florets that we cut up previously, the little broccoli florets here, and a little bit of carrot sticks, okay, that you can buy a little bag of carrot sticks, or you can just cut them up yourself, all right? And we brought that up to a simmer, and then finally we added our freshly grated cheese. You want to use freshly grated cheese, get the workout in, plus it doesn't have preservatives and cornstarch or whatever they use on pre-shredded cheese to keep it fresh. And then season it, okay? Season it, and let me tell you, you will absolutely set someone up with this soup right here, okay? And man, you can make this soup in pretty much any social setting. You can make this soup in a college dorm on a hot plate, all right? It's not that you're supposed to be cooking in a college dorm on a hot plate, so I heard. But, I'm just saying, you could make this recipe anyway, all right? So I'm going to serve myself a cup of soup. I'm going to start there because we're on camera. And I'm no lady, but like I said, and, you want to put a little bit of a cheddar on top of this, it wouldn't be a bad thing, okay? So, I have to not get too excited and really take my time with this because I'm a chef, so my tongue is my instrument. But I really want to dive into this, and So listen, make this recipe for your kids, for your best friend, for your keto and chill night. Make this recipe for anybody that you care about, okay? For co-workers, bring it to a potluck. Don't even tell them. Don't even tell them it's keto. Don't tell them anything, okay? And if they say, hey, oh my God, I need the recipe. This recipe is amazing. Just share this recipe. You don't have to do anything. It's in the description. There's a full video. And I appreciate it kindly. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Press the notification bell so you guys can get notified every time that we go live. We go live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Let me come back over here. I'm waiting for the soup to cool a little bit. We go live every Tuesday from on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. If you guys have any recipes that you want to see, like any specific questions that you have about keto, at all, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I will absolutely get back to you on those. And yeah, if you enjoyed this recipe, if you know someone that might enjoy this, please feel free to share it in all of your social media, on your Facebook groups, and your keto groups, in any group that you want, on your Instagram, any social media, Twitter, by all means. All right. I appreciate it. It helps me spread the message and help people, live healthier, more impactful lives, and with delicious food, right? Because we gotta eat, and we all want it to be good. But speaking of that, let's see what this is about right here. Oh man, hold up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need this spoon, okay? I need this spoon right here. I need this kind of spoon right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's still super hot, all right? It's still super hot, but man, this right here, Mm. Mm. Guys, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in for our Keto Cooking Live this Tuesday. We got to make keto broccoli cheddar. I hope you enjoyed watching this recipe again. If you think somebody that you know would enjoy this, feel free to share it anywhere. And tune in next week when we have another amazing recipe. I'm not going to pretend to know what it is, but I promise you it's going to be something that you're going to love. All right. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Again, if you have any questions about ketogenic diet, meal planning, getting started, getting back on track, anything at all, please comment down below. We'll get to your questions. And I hope you have a lovely night. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.